Picture turning on your webcam and creating a 35-second video where your mouth and your audio don't even match for the whole world to see. Imagine growing a business online to the point where you can break the shackles of your 9 to 5 and retire early from your job. And imagine just being outside in nature where I am right now, creating videos that connect with people. When I first started online, I had no idea any of this would occur in my life, where I'd have business, I could retire early from my corporate career. I had TV producers contact me, and I'm on a national television show. I have published books as an author, and guess what? You can do this and so much more. You can go so much further faster than I did. When I first started, I was a single mom, 3 kids, 3 jobs really, because I just finished up my master's. I worked my corporate career, and I had a second job at home where I was actually working for a company where I was kind of doing customer service. So with all of that, I was a little frustrated and thought, I wanted to have extra money. That's why I worked an extra job. But there's a better way than working an extra job. You can actually make money from home. You can actually make money with physical products, which I did with my first $100,000 in sales. And you can do this as a single mom, single dad, grandparent, working a full-time job as a part-time entrepreneur. So before we get started into all of that, I just want to share with you just a few videos where you can learn how to just understand, what is your vision? How can I actually have enough energy at the end of the day to work on anything? I'm tired when I get home from work. And then I want to just share with you some of the ways that you can think outside the box. So you can make money online. It's past possible. I'm going to show you exactly step by step. So get your pen and paper out, and I'll see you in the second part of this video. In this training today, it's the quickest way to your first 1K. And anywhere that you follow me online, I talk a lot about helping part-time entrepreneurs convert their passion into profits and make their first $1,000 online. And that's my mission. That's what I'm here for. That's what I want to do, whether if it's through video marketing, self-publishing, information products, membership sites, groups, mystery shopping, outsourcing, doesn't matter. I want to show you how to get to your first $1,000 online the quickest way. Then, of course, we want to multiply that by a few hundred. All right, so the quickest way to your first 1K, make sure that you have pen and paper out, because this is a little different than what I've done in the past with any training that you've gone through with me. When you're thinking about making money online, when you're thinking about your first $1,000 online, I want you to get a vision for what you want long term. I really want you to think about it long term. When I wrote my books, especially after the first one, I knew, okay, I want to go to the next step, 1 year from now. So I really want you to catch a vision and think 10 years from now, who are you and what have you accomplished? So you want to ask yourself, who am I? What have I accomplished? And take a moment to really think about it and write it down. Because you might say, well, I want this $1,000. I want to start paying down some debt. I want to get rid of some bills. It's bigger than that. You're not going to attract the people and clients you need when you're thinking about the money, because that's all you'll think about is the money. But when you think about 10 years from now, I can fund a charity. I can help get people out of the sex slave industry. I can adopt children. I can build homes. I don't know what it is you want to do. I have a dream of giving away $1 million to my church one day. I have a dream of really set goals. These are things that are coming around, of building duplexes for single parent families. But 10 years from now, how many books do you want to have written? Do you want to be a New York Times bestseller? And I want you to think big. So many people don't have vision. And if you hear stories that I've told over the years, and really we can even go back to my friends, we were in our 20s. We were on Section 8 and welfare. I was going to college, and my friends were my one friend had a boyfriend. He was like a big baller. My other friend, they were doing their things. And I'd sit around and I'd say, guys, 10 years from now, where are we going to be? What are we going to be doing? And I'd ask it all the time. And they laugh. Once in a while, I talk to them a couple times a year through Facebook. But think about 10 years from now. But you might say, oh my gosh, Tina, that's too long. All right, let's go 5 years from now. What can you have accomplished in the next 5 years? In 5 years, what's going to occur? Now, when I was creating this training, I actually took out my college, and yes, I'm a nerd, and I keep a lot of things. And I had a college essay, and it said, "Who am I?" And it was from October 20th of 1998. And I had to write down who I was. And I had to think about it going forward within my life as well. And I still have this. It's actually an essay I wrote, and it's actually here in a plastic sleeve. And I had to put down what I thought about myself and what other people thought of me. And one thing I put that, I said, I believe that in life we make our own destinies. And this is 1998. I already had 2 children. This was I guess actually my first year in college. My second semester. I believe that whatever I choose to do should be done in excellence. I believe we are all given choices to make, and some of us make the right ones while others don't. However, the right choice isn't always the best choice for the future. Just because equity isn't there is no excuse for not excelling in what resources are actually available in that particular instance. Now, mind you, I had 2 children, stayed in a relationship that I probably should have just been out of very quickly. I said I'm a mother of 2 beautiful girls, and how I define myself as a teacher. And this is what I had to talk about in this paper. And I said, I'm optimistic about the future. I find something good in every situation. I remain positive no matter what the circumstances. And if you follow me anywhere on Facebook, I put something out there that Joyce Meyer said. And she said, we live towards the future, but we can only see it based on the past. If that makes sense. But you might say, okay, 5 years from now, I can't really even see 5 years. Well, 3 years from now, where are you going to be 3 years from now? And this is part of the exercise. But take time, if you can't get it all down now, which you should not be able to, but think about 3 years from now. We can think about our kids. I can see my daughter going to college. I can see her graduating from college. I can see her getting married one day. I can see my children moving along. But take time and think about where you see yourself going. What is it that you are doing? And really, what are you doing now? So we're going to talk about that more in the training today. This is not just here's what to do. This is a how to do it as well. Now, what about next year? So now my story is the jump is the story, 30 days of greater faith. And there were some people I knew online that were like, I know what you're doing. I think I guessed it. You're going to leave your job. And I put out things on my Facebook. I put up these, countdown times. I started a 100-day prayer. I started doing some Stephen Furtick's Sun Stand Still prayers. I mean, I was bold before God. And I said, God, I am nervous about this, but I know this is your will. And I wrote a book, and I didn't tell anyone outside of my immediate family. And it really was a tug of war. Like, well, are you really going to leave that quote unquote secure income? But think about it. What is it that you can do right now to help you take the leap to where it is that you want to go? What is going to be your story? When I wrote this book, if you go back now and kind of read it, that just was my story. I had made a concrete decision that I was exiting my job, and I just didn't tell anyone. And here's the next thing about this. I just recently did a YouTube video. I haven't released yet, but I posted this up on Instagram, Facebook. And you know what? If we didn't put Proverbs there, we could put King Solomon. But be very careful about talking and talking and talking and talking and talking, and nothing is ever produced. You can't do that, because what happens is you get all excited and your brain's like, yeah, we're going to get something done. And then you don't get anything done. And so the next time it's just easier just to get excited and not get anything done, instead of just taking that thing and making sure that you complete it. And then it's a terrible thing to see and just not have a vision. So I do want to encourage you to make sure that you have a vision. So as you can see from that presentation, you have to have a vision for your life. And if you don't have a vision for your life, well, that's all right. You don't have to have one. I guess I should say you can choose to have one, but if you don't choose to have one, then someone else will choose one for you. And that's called a job. And I'll tell you what, I don't think there's anything wrong with having a job, a career. I had one for many years right out of college. Yet I'll tell you this, there are limits and constraints to having a job. But if you're happy having a job, then I am happy for you. Yet if you're looking for ways that you can say, you know what, I want to expand my income. I want to have, as my coach calls them, silent sales machines. I want to have multiple ways to earn income. If I want to have an extra $1,000 coming from here or an extra $500 coming from over here, what do I do? So in the next part of this series, I want to show you what to do. I want to show you how you identify your clients. How do you find out what they need, and how do you identify yourself as an expert? I'm outside. It's a beautiful day. I love the sun. I love the sunshine and the energy that it gives. And I'll tell you what, you can have the life that you want, yet you have to take the time to create it. So come over and join me in the next video as I talk to you about things I didn't know at first. I never knew what clients even, when I thought clients, I thought doctor's offices. So if you want to learn how to identify them, that's what we're going to talk about. I'll see you in the next video.